Hi guys, I apologize for starting this video with a couple of pictures here, but this was kind of an interesting one, and I didn't initially record it with my video camera because I thought this was just going to be a plain clutch replacement in terms of transmission removal, and I've already done one of those videos, so I figured I wouldn't have to record it. But then I realized this was a little bit of a diagnosis as well in terms of getting to the point of needing a transmission. So here is what I found. Customer complaint, first of all, was clutch pedals seem to feel a little bit softer than normal, but still not spongy, but still solid enough to not think of it being a hydraulic problem. But customer is able to shift into gear with the engine off, but as soon as you start the vehicle wants to move, or start the engine, sorry. As soon as you start the engine, even with the foot on the clutch pedal down to the floor, the vehicle will want to move, indicating some kind of binding of something, or a clutch grabbing already. So in order to rule out a hydraulic problem in terms of not enough hydraulic pressure to release the clutch plate, or move the clutch plate away from the clutch disc so the disc can spin freely, what I do is remove the slave cylinder. As you can see here, the two little red lines indicate the mounting bolts for the slave cylinder, and then you can see that the little yellow dot that indicates the position of the release bearing plate or fork that the slave cylinder pushes up against. Next image, you'll see the slave cylinder compressed with a little puller. I think it's a steering arm puller, but anyways, it just fits perfectly against the green push rod of the slave cylinder, and you're basically just collapsing that push rod into the cylinder, holding it solid. You don't actually have to force it all the way in, but just hold it in place so that when you do push on the clutch pedal, it can no longer extend out, but you do want to make sure that it is not already extended fully out. So I like to collapse it to almost all the way in. Once that's done, you go back into the car and you step on the clutch pedal. What you want to feel for is that the pedal is completely solid, that you aren't able to cause any type of sponginess feeling or movement in the pedal. If there is movement and the pedal feels spongy, or it even goes right to the floor, then you've got a hydraulic problem in terms of either a clutch master cylinder or a clutch slave cylinder. If the pedal is rock solid, which it was in this case, that tells me that the hydraulics is fine, and the problem is inside of the clutch assembly, be it a broken release bearing fork or a clutch pressure plate problem. With the release fork, the yellow dot, what you want to do is reach your finger in there and push against that fork, and it should be fairly close to the opening of that round hole. If it seems to be quite a bit away, or when you push against it, it moves a lot, that'll tell you also, or that tells me that there's too much movement, and that's what's causing some of that issue in terms of not applying enough pressure to the release plate to release the disc. Following video that I took is what I found once the transmission was out. Again, I apologize I didn't record the whole thing, but I think I've posted several transmission removal videos which you can then fall back on and view in terms of how to remove the transmission. Thanks for watching. Here's the video. Couldn't shift in gear with the clutch pedal to the floor. The vehicle still wanted to move, and then you couldn't get the shifter out of gear with the engine. Looks like there's a coil spring missing down there. Bunch of pieces falling out.